Something is shifting in Chicago, and you can feel it in the air. We have been waiting for that one final piece to make this defense truly elite, and suddenly, the whispers are getting louder. There is this heavy sense of anticipation hanging over Hallis Hall right now. Our Chicago Bears might be on the verge of a move that changes the entire trajectory of this season. Real fans know we are close to something special. Before we dive into the tension, make sure to like and subscribe to join the faithful. This Super Bowl window is finally opening now. The news that just broke has everyone talking, and it all starts with our defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. He didn't just mention a name. He practically poured his heart out regarding a certain legendary pass rusher. We are talking about Cam Jordan. Now you have to understand the connection here because it runs deep. Dennis Allen spent years with Jordan in New Orleans, and when he spoke to the media on Saturday, he didn't hold anything back. He called him a frickin' Hall of Fame player and admitted that their experience together was outstanding. But here is the thing that really sends chills down your spine. Allen didn't just praise the man's past. He left the door wide open for the future. He said you never know what opportunities might present themselves down the road. That is a massive statement coming from a guy who knows exactly what our defense is missing. It feels like there is this hidden script being written behind the scenes. Think about what this means for the identity of the Chicago Bears. We have been searching for that veteran presence to complement Montez Sweat, someone who has been in the fire and knows how to win. Jordan has 132 career sacks. He is one sack away from being top 20 all-time in NFL history. This isn't just about adding a body to the roster. It is about adding a mentality. When a coordinator talks like this, it isn't an accident. It is a signal. It creates this incredible sense of emotional suspense because we know the history these two share. Now this is where it gets interesting, because the connection isn't just sentimental. Jordan knows this scheme better than anyone. He played it for the majority of his career under Allen. The transition would be seamless. It wouldn't be like bringing in a stranger. It would be like bringing a brother back into the fold to finish the job. You can almost feel the tension building between what we have now and what we could become with a legend like that in the locker room. The emotional stakes are rising because we know how close we are to having a pass rush that keeps every quarterback in the league awake at night. It is real. But with that excitement comes a very real sense of concern and uncertainty. We have to talk about the reality of the situation because as much as we want to dream, there are hurdles in the way. Cam Jordan is 36 years old. He will be 37 this summer. For a fan, that brings up a lot of complicated emotions. We've seen veterans come here before and lose their step, and the fear is always there. Is he still the same guy who can disrupt a game? Or are we just chasing a ghost of who he used to be? His production has dipped over the last 2 seasons, and that creates a heavy layer of risk. Then there is the financial side of it, which is where the tension really tightens. The Bears' salary cap situation isn't exactly a playground right now. We are sitting at about $6.88 million in effective cap space, which puts us 22nd in the league. That isn't a lot of breathing room. To make this work, Ryan Poles would have to get creative. We are talking about potential contract restructures and moving money around just to fit a 37-year-old into the rotation. It makes you wonder if the front office is willing to take that gamble for a short-term gain. The emotional weight of this decision is massive, because if it fails, it hampers our ability to make other moves. But if it works, it's the masterstroke that puts us over the top. We are looking at a roster that is trying to find its soul on the defensive line. We have Montez Sweat and young guys like Austin Booker, but there is a gap there. There is a missing link of veteran wisdom that only someone like Jordan can provide. The uncertainty around the cap space makes every word Dennis Allen says feel even more weighted. It feels like he is pleading with the front office to find a way to make it happen. You can hear the disappointment in his voice when he talks about the current state of the fundamentals. He knows the potential is there, but he also knows that a Hall of Fame presence can fix things that coaching alone sometimes can't. Between fiscal responsibility and the urge to win now, it is tough, but this is where things change and the narrative gets even more intense. It's not just about one man. It's about the entire philosophy of this defense. Dennis Allen was incredibly candid about the current unit, and his words were actually quite startling. He admitted that in some ways he is disappointed. Think about that for a second. Our coordinator is looking at the tape and seeing things that don't look the way they should. He mentioned that they were so focused on the scheme that they lost sight of the fundamentals and techniques. That is a heavy admission of guilt. He took the blame, saying it falls totally on him. But that creates a massive question for us as fans. If the coaching hasn't been up to par, is adding a veteran like Cam Jordan a distraction or the solution? The pressure is mounting because Allen believes they can simply coach it better, but his eyes keep drifting back to the veteran market. This is where the biggest question lies. We have Dayo Odeyingbo in the mix, a player many fans have already started to label as a disappointment or a flop. He's coming off a torn Achilles, which is one of the most devastating injuries a pass rusher can face. Allen is trying to be optimistic, saying he saw improvement before the injury, but the fan base is skeptical. There is this growing tension between the hope for internal development and the cold reality that we might need outside help. Because this could become something much bigger than just a depth move. If our pass rush doesn't improve as a single unit, the entire defense collapses. Allen pointed out that when one side fails, the quarterback just steps up and escapes. It's a haunting image for Bears fans who have watched leads slip away in the past. We are caught in this emotional loop of wanting to trust the process but fearing that the process is missing a vital ingredient. Every time Allen speaks about the opportunities down the road, it feels like he's staring at a clock that is ticking faster than we realize. This isn't just about 2026, it's about the identity of the Chicago Bears for years to come. The stakes couldn't be higher for this defensive line right now. Yes, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this actually worries me a little bit, but I also really like the potential. It's that classic Bears fan internal struggle. On one hand, I hear Dennis Allen talking, and it feels like he is literally begging Ryan Poles to get him his guy. You don't praise a free agent that highly unless you are sending a message to your own front office. I think fans should pay really close attention to that dynamic. Is there a rift, or is there a plan we just don't see yet? I really like the idea of Cam Jordan mentoring Austin Booker. Can you imagine the knowledge that kid would soak up from a legend like that? That could be incredible for our long-term future. But I also worry that we are becoming too reliant on the past. This move could be the spark that ignites a top-5 defense, or it could become a problem if we are forced to cut ties with younger talent just to make the numbers work. I want to see this team be aggressive, and there is something so alluring about the one last ride narrative for a player like Jordan. It fits the Chicago blue-collar identity so perfectly. It feels right, but in the NFL, feeling right doesn't always win games. I am cautiously optimistic because I trust Dennis Allen's defensive mind. If he says he needs this guy, I tend to believe him. But the cap space issue is real, and the injury history of our current room is terrifying. We are walking a razor's edge. This season feels different, like the margin for error has completely vanished. Every move, every signing, every comment to the media feels like it has 10 times the weight it used to. We are no longer a team that is just happy to be here. We are a team with expectations, and those expectations bring a level of pressure that can either forge a diamond or crush a franchise. I truly believe that how Poles handles this Cam Jordan situation will tell us everything we need to know about how close he thinks we actually are to a ring. It is a defining moment for this era of Chicago football. Stay ready. The clock is ticking, and the silence from the front office is becoming deafening. We know what Dennis Allen wants. We know what the defense needs. And we know that a legend is sitting out there just waiting for the right call. The future of this franchise is being decided in these quiet moments between OTA sessions and training camp. It feels like something bigger is still coming. Like this is just the calm before a massive storm that will reshape our entire defensive front. Will Ryan Poles pull the trigger and bring Cam Jordan to the Windy City, or will we look back at this as a missed opportunity that cost us a deep playoff run? The uncertainty is what makes being a Bears fan so intense right now. We are standing on the edge of greatness, but we need that one final push to get over. I want to hear from you. Do you think bringing in a 37-year-old Hall of Famer is the move that seals our destiny? Or should we keep our faith in the young guys and the coaching staff to fix the fundamentals? This story is far from over, and the implications could be felt for years. Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. If you're a real fan who bleeds blue and orange, like and subscribe so you don't miss the news. We are the Chicago faithful and our time is coming. Bear down. Believe it. Let's go. Now. Wait.